Hello and welcome once again. We continue this episode around children as well. And today we will be talking about what can you do to protect your children if you're still in the abusive relationship. What can you do? Assuming that the children are really young and you may not even have the economic empowerment to leave the environment. What do you do? One thing I'd like to say is that when you start to see it coming up, the triggers, I've spoken about triggers, take the children out. Let them, if they have a sibling that's older, that can really shield them from the noise, from the anger, from the beating, make sure your children do not see it. Maybe an aunt is with them, an uncle, take them out of that event. You can take them to the garden, you can take them back of the house, remove the children from that scene. That's one thing you can do, because really, it just doesn't start all of a sudden. It builds up before, especially if it's physical. At times emotional, children can't tell. They just see you crying. They don't know what your partner is doing to you. But when it gets to physical, please, before you even get into that, make sure you can easily tell that this thing is not going to end well. Make sure the children are removed from that scene. Don't keep them there. And secondly, you now start to talk. Because at times they can still hear voices. At times you don't have enough time to get them out of the environment. So once it has quietened down, one thing I always say, I never talk down or negative about their father or your partner. More so if they are he's their father or she's their mom. Don't. It backfires when you're pointing, blame game. You're pointing, accusing. It's just that we are working through our differences. We differ on values, we differ on decisions. Never talk down on their father or their mother. Don't. But talk to them about it. Don't just think, oh, it has happened. They probably heard raised voices. So when you talk about it and you explain to them, they're like, oh, okay, so that's what happened. And some of them will ask you questions. Because, the children's mind, very, very intuitive. They would ask you, so mom, what happened? So dad, is this how it will continue forever? You want to tell them, that at some point we will get to understand each other. But what we see is that blame game, more curse words, even when the children are asking questions. So please, protect them from the scene. Explain after if they were there. But if they are in school, they didn't see it, you don't need to say. And thirdly, never lay blame game. Your dad is wrong, your mom is wrong, she's a wicked woman, she's this. No. Don't do that. Don't bring the children into making decisions, who is wrong, who is right. Don't do that. As they grow older, they will make these decisions by themselves, So again, just protecting your children from the sin. It's not so much because the abuser is not abusing the children, just abusing their mother or their father. So really, you cannot, unless, again, some children try to come in between. Please, we've had cases where in anger, the mom, the father kind of was trying to hit their spouse and they hit the child and the child was injured. Once you see the children are trying to come in between, you guys stop. For the sake of these children, please stop. And if it happens that it's a shouting bar, also stop. Because, excuse me, now you put these children in a very sad, sorrowful state. So just stop. Once the children are involved, they're trying to quieten you guys down. Just drop it. Let it go, please. So don't think, after all, I'm not the one that is at fault. So it's their father, it's their mother, and you continue and the children. No, protect them from that. Please, so that you don't injure your children, you don't kill them, you don't, they can bang their head, they can just get injured. So 3 things: make sure you remove them from the event, make sure that you talk to them about the event, and if they try to come in between you for whatever reason, please let that be an indication for you to stop. So I hope there are so many other things depending on your nature of, well, you know, your environment, but those 3 things, just watch out for it. And if you realize that the children usually try to come in between you, you need to tell them not to. So these conversations after, or even before, as you start to see these events unfold in your relationship, you tell them, please, 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 don't try and come between us. If you are in a place where the law enforcement agency can respond to that, tell them, like in the United States now, they call 911. And you let them know, you know the address of the house, you know what's happening, they will ask you for that. So you need to groom the children. If you're in a place where you don't have access to phone, or even you cannot call the law enforcement agency because of the way they see family issues, run out and go and get, that's the children, tell them, let them go and get a neighbor for help. Never come in between us. If it's a man that is abusing the woman, don't let them go and call a woman. The woman may not have the strength to stop him. Let them go and get a male figure, and vice versa. You know, if it's a woman, at least the woman can hold the lady and say, no, that's okay. But tell your children they should not come in between the 2 of you so they don't get hurt. So, you know, you find out that a lot of conversation again, because when it has just happened, the children may not know what to do. So you will have told them before, if you see this, call the police, or you run out and go and get help. You know, put your junior one somewhere and then you go and get help. So like that, we're protecting our children from harm, from danger, from even emotional trauma. You know, when they can just reach out to somebody who can stop the aggression, you know, and the craziness that's just going on in the home. You know, let us educate them. Let's educate them. It's just what's happening. It is what it is. You try and educate. Be a step ahead of all this, the nonsense that may be happening, so that your children are well informed and they are protected.